Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Paul the Phantom. This is my second video of the night. It's still July 13th, 2015. Still a beautiful night in Potsdam, New York. I'm going to make a quick video about the Toronto Blue Jays and the season they're having this year and whether they should fire current skipper John Gibbons. Let's scroll down memory lane real quick. 2007, they bring him in and kind of in a rebuilding phase. About a year and a half later, not even, in 2008, they fire him because his quality of work as a manager is mediocre, say the least. They bring in Cito Gaston, which was probably one of the better moves they've ever made, up to date, aside from drafting Roy Halladay. That's for another video, guys. Let's fast track to 2012. John Farrell, he resigns for whatever reason. So the new manager, AA, he decides to bring John Gibbons back. I guess they're friends or whatever. There's a lot of high expectations for the season 2013 because they made a lot of great acquisitions. I believe they brought in Melvin Cabrera, R.A. Dickey. They brought in Jose Reyes, Mark Burley, guys like Josh Johnson, even though he was a huge bust, etc., etc. And the season, it's a colossal failure. They might have had one more win than they did the previous season, and they didn't really have much to brag about that season. 2012. 2014 isn't much better. Pretty much the same thing. It's kind of a seesaw right now. 2015. I'm not gonna talk about it right now. Knock on wood. We're gonna be fine, hopefully. But so far in the full seasons that he's been a manager, he's underachieved in my personal opinion. He's made some bonehead decisions. I mean, there have been a couple bright spots in 2013 in particular. He had a 13-game winning streak. That was very impressive. 2014, I believe he had about a 10 or 11-game winning streak, and this year he's had about an 11-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. But the same patterns will re-emerge in each of those seasons, though. As soon as we get high momentum, I mean, it's like a tree falling down, just fall flat in our face. It's kind of pitiful. This year, in particular, it's not exactly his fault. It's not our batting order's fault, but our pitching is really lousy this year. It's mediocre, to say the best, to say the least. Outside of Mark Estrada, Mark Burley, and Drew Hutchinson, there has been a lot of bright spots in that rotation. I mean, R.A. Dickey, he's fair. I mean, he's kind of like the up and down, hit or miss, but I mean, he's pitching well for his age. But the Jays are not really giving him run support when he's on fire. But it is kind of mind-boggling. I mean, we gave up Adam Lynn and we traded away for Marco Estrada, and good thing we did because this season would have been a lot uglier if it wasn't for him. Our bullpen's atrocious. I mean, I love Brett Cecil, but he's no closer, and right now he is the closer, and he couldn't shut the door and save the game. If life depended on it. I mean, there's a lot of holes in that bullpen, to say the least. Let's go to the series against the Chicago White Sox we had recently, Game 3 in particular. Entering the 7th, we were up 6 runs to 4, and by I believe the 8th, maybe it was the 9th, our bullpen surrendered. We didn't surrender the lead, but they surrendered 2 runs. And Gibby, for whatever reason, he was going through his pitching in his bullpen, and went to extra innings, no surprise, and apparently Brett Cecil had to pitch 2 innings, and that's how the game ended, because he gave up the winning run, if I'm not mistaken. And to go to John Gibbons for a second, if we compare this, I mean, these runs, and this was any other ball club, and no matter who it was, whether it was Ozzie Guillen, Joe Torre, or Jim Tracy, Buck Martinez, if they had the mediocre years, if you will, the high expectations of all their signings and stuff, and having the positivity of having guys like Jose Reyes and Melvin Cabrera and Mark Burley, etc., on the team, and they underachieved, I can't see that any other club keeping those guys. They probably got fired or they would have resigned or something. But here John Gibbons is, 2015. I mean, we're at the All-Star break right now. Hopefully we can get things together. I mean, a trade, the deadline is essential right now. I mean, any move that we can improve that bullpen would be what the doctor ordered. the offseason, we did make some moves. Brought in one of my favorite guys, Russell Martin. He's a great talent. I'm glad the Jays locked him up for about 5 years. He's a great hitter. He's a great catcher. I mean, I would have liked to see us bring in a pitcher, whether it was a reliever, a closer, or a starter. But like I said, Russell Martin, he's my main man. We look at statistics, and there's still a lot of season left. Like I said, we can still make an impact even if we don't make a move in the deadline. I mean, some people say this division we're in is kind of weak. I see it very competitive. I mean, the Baltimore Orioles and New York Yankees are always on the top of their game. They're always competitive. But if the Jays want to be taken seriously, though, they're going to have to probably get rid of all the bad pieces we have. I mean, we have a lot of bad pieces we can get rid of. There's a lot of bright spots on the rotation. If we look at guys like Double E Edwin and Jose Bautista, we look at guys like Russell Martin, especially Josh Donaldson. I mean, he was the best pickup we had. I mean, he's for the most part carrying the team. And you have guys like Mark Burley, Mark Estrada, and a couple other guys like Drew Hutchinson. I mean, on paper they look like a great team. You have to assume, how could they not succeed? Part of it is Gibbons' fault. Part of it is the lack of productivity we get from certain guys. I mean, Drew Hutchinson, he's going to be a great pitcher eventually. He's going to hopefully develop better. He doesn't pitch very well on the road. He's got a higher ERA, but I mean, hopefully he's a future Cy Young Award winner. But to go back to my point, if the Jays want to be taken seriously, they are probably going to have to get rid of John Gibbons once and for all. I mean, he hasn't done anything particularly well with the organization. I mean, he's made a lot of boneheaded moves, boneheaded decisions. I've always been a Toronto Blue Jay fan since 1998. I want to see them succeed. I want to see them win. I want to reach the postseason, reach the glory years. But they're not going to do it with Mr. Gibbons. It's plain and simple, guys. Anyways, guys, I would love to hear your comments. I know there's a lot of Toronto Blue Jay fans out there. Anything else, guys, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Paulie A. Fantone, and I'm out, guys.